With the government shutdown entering its third week, negotiations between Republicans and Democrats continue as President Donald Trump demands funding for a border wall. Congressional leadership staff, Vice President Mike Pence, Senior Presidential Advisor Jared Kushner, Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen, Acting Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney and aides met Saturday in the Vice President's ceremonial office to work towards an agreement to reopen the government and fund border security at the behest of the President. Jim Young Reuters. President Donald Trump speaks with reporters following a meeting with congressional leadership on the ongoing partial government shutdown in the Rose Garden of the White House in Washington, Jan. But after a nearly 2-hour meeting and briefing by Nielsen that was described as productive by the Vice President, an agreement has still not been reached. 2019. On Sunday, the working group plans to head back over to the Eisenhower Executive Office building for another round of negotiations. At SEC, Nielsen gave a full presentation on crisis along southern border. Productive discussion with congressional leadership staff at White House. We reaffirmed at POTUS commitment to secure the border, build the wall, keep Americans safe and reopen COVID. Productive discussion Congressional leadership staff at White House. Discussions continue tomorrow, Pence tweeted. We reaffirmed at POTUS commitment to secure the border, build the wall, keep Americans safe and reopen COVID. At SEC, Nielsen gave a full presentation on crisis along southern border. Discussions continue tomorrow. pic.twitter.com/C7K9SG8 Guy-Vice President Mike Pence, NVP, January 5, 2019. The Democrats requested specific details in writing of Department of Homeland Security needs from the White House, according to a Democratic aide. Currently, negotiations remain at an impasse as the president said he will not budge on his request for $5.6 billion in funding for a border wall. More, Trump calls shutdown meeting productive while Democrats say he threatened to keep the government closed for years during an unplanned press conference in the Rose Garden of the White House after a closed-door meeting with the Democratic and Republican leadership Friday. President Trump said he is prepared to keep the government shut down for a very long period of time, months or even years, in order to get border wall funding. Following the meeting, Democrats said the president ignored their pleas to reopen the government as negotiations continue. Jim Young Reuters. Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi, right, and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer speak to reporters, along with House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer, left, in Washington, Jan. Currently, over 800,000 federal workers are working without pay or have been sent home to wait for possible back pay. The stalemate has frustrated lawmakers and federal workers. 2019. The consequences are being felt by civilians too. Museums are closed, trash is piling up in parks, and vital, government-backed resources for farmers or housing, for example, are frozen. More, Trump considering declaring national emergency in an effort to secure wall funding. Trump dismissed furloughed federal workers in a tweet on Saturday, writing, "I don't care that most of the workers not getting paid are Democrats. I want to stop the shutdown as soon as we are in agreement on strong border security. I am in the White House ready to go. Where are the Dems? I don't care that most of the workers not getting paid are Democrats. I want to stop the shutdown as soon as we are in agreement on strong border security. I am in the White House ready to go." Trump, at Real Donald Trump, January 5, 2019. During his Rose Garden press conference Friday, the president was asked about his message for furloughed federal workers. Where are the Dems? Donald J. He said that negotiations for a border wall take priority, adding that he believes that federal workers agree with what we're doing. The president has made the unsubstantiated claim that federal workers are Democrats before. Mulvaney told reporters last Friday the president meant that most federal workers live in districts around the D.C. area that are represented by Democrats. President Trump also tweeted that ending the shutdown would be so easy to do if Democrats would approve real border security that includes the wall, and claims there is support from both sides. Great support coming from all sides for border security, including wall, on our very dangerous southern border. Teams negotiating this weekend. Washington Post and NBC reporting of events, including fake sources, has been very inaccurate, to put it mildly. Donald J. Trump, at Real Donald Trump, January 5, 2019. Coming out of the second meeting of the White House Situation Room with the president on Friday, Democrats said the discussions were contentious. While Trump has continued to demand money for the border wall, Democrats say they are not willing to allocate any additional funds. Instead, Democrats have asked the president to reopen the government while the talks about border security continue. More, Pelosi repeats history, recaptures the Speaker's gavel. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who recaptured the Speaker's gavel on Thursday, did not sound optimistic when she was asked how she would define the progress from the meetings. How do you define progress when you have a better understanding of each other's position? When you eliminate some possibilities? If that's a judgment, then yes, we made progress, she said before turning on her heels to leave the White House with her fellow Democrats. ABC News' Benjamin Siegel and Karen Travers contributed to this report.